welcome to another episode of Outdoor Madness, everyone. I am Kerry Clark. Thanks so much for tuning in. Well, all right, we are getting ready for the ride of a lifetime. Yes, coming up on Outdoor Madness, I'm going to be sharing one of the coolest rides with you guys. I'm so excited. We're going to be leaving. We're going to be doing, well, I can't tell you everything now. You're going to have to wait until the episode comes out. But I've added a lot of accessories to the Teryx. For those of you who have been watching the channel, you know that I have a 2023 Teryx 4-seater. And I've added some accessories. Wanted to go over some of the accessories with you guys just in case you wanted some of these. But just to show you what we're doing. But now before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to Podium Designs. Podium Designs has been doing my graphics and my wraps from day one. They've done my truck. They've done my trailer. They've done my bicycles. You can see the graphics here. And then recently, they just did a nice graphic for me right here on the hood of the Teryx. And then, of course, also on the back window. So if you guys live out in Southern California and you're looking to have your car wrapped, your boat, your plane, just need graphics. No matter how big, all right, how huge or how small, Podium Designs does it all. Check out their website, guys. They've got a lot of pictures up on their site to show you the different things that they do. Ken Clark is the president of Podium Designs. Get in touch with him if you're looking for your graphics. All right, let's get into this. So, let me show you guys some of the accessories that we did. Well, first of all, you can see I've got my bike rack hooked on here because where we're planning on going is we're going to do trails. We're going to go right out to the trails. We're going to take the bikes off and we're going to do some bike riding. So the first thing I did is, this is the Thule bicycle rack. Now, I've had this rack for a long time. This is a heavy duty rack. It works so good. We went to Yosemite with it. We went from Yosemite to Paso Robles and never had an issue with it. Very strong rack, works really good. But now, in order to use this rack on your Teryx, what you have to do, if you look down here, you have to get an extension. So this is a 12-inch extension that I got from Harbor Freight, because your receiver sits in so far, there's no way you can put a bike rack on this. It won't clear the back of the side-by-side. So you have to extend it out. So that's a 12-inch extension that I put on. Then I've got it locked to the side-by-side right here. And I put these straps on here just to keep everything nice and snug, because you got a little bit of slop in there. In fact, I wrapped some Christie's tape around this just to take up some of that slop. But what's nice about this rack too is once you take this rack and you stick it in the receiver, you twist this and it spreads out and it takes up the space inside of there. Then you stick your key in there and you lock it, and now your rack is locked to the receiver. See how it just spins? So normally when you spin it this way, it tightens it up. But when you lock it, now it just spins freely. So no one can steal it or take it off. That's what I love about this rack. Really good rack. Same thing when it comes to locking the bikes down on the rack. So right here is the same thing. You can tighten it up on your frame. And when you lock it, now it just spins freely. So it's not going to come off. Just like that. And you've got the straps right here too. It comes with the smaller straps like this. So if you have the fat tire bikes, you need to get these longer straps like this. And you only need 2 of them. But I always carry a couple of spares too, just in case they break. But I've never had any of them break. Because these fat tires, they're so big, they take up a lot of space. So you need the longer straps to go around them. But man, what an awesome rack. It also folds up like this. And then it has wheels on it. So you can just wheel it around wherever you go. It's a really good rack by Thule. So that's what we got there. All right, and so another thing that we added is we added the Tusk glass windshield. I've had the poly windshields before, and they're fine. You know, it's just that they don't hold up, and the glass holds up so much better. And what's nice about this one is if you take these screws off right here, they just unscrew like that, and then the whole windshield flips down. Now, it comes with these brackets that you put right here, and when you flip the windshield down, they rest on those brackets, and then you take these screws and you screw them into the brackets and you can drive around with them. I just haven't connected it yet because I know I'm not going to need it right now, because where we're going, it's going to be a lot cooler. But then you also have this vent. If you get hot, which I have it open now because, man, let me tell you, it is smoking hot out here in Southern California. Right now it's 106 degrees. So you get inside here. So if you unscrew this, just loosen it up like that. You pull it closed, and then you tighten it, and now you don't have as much air coming in. But when it gets hot, you just loosen that baby up, push it up like that, tighten it, and you have your airflow just like that. So that's the Tusk folding glass windshield, and you can get that from Rocky Mountain ATV. All right, another thing we went with is the Tusk mirrors. I really like these mirrors because they're a breakaway mirror. So if you hit, you know, like a tree or something like that, they'll just break away like that. You can just put them right back. Don't have to worry about, you know, your mirror breaking off. And then the way you adjust them is just right in here. You just push the glass this way or up and down, and that's how you can adjust them to your preference. And then I also went with the rear poly windshield on the back. You can see that graphic there that Podium Designs did for me. Get a shot from back here. Love it. Gotta advertise, baby, gotta advertise. So but this is a Kawasaki OEM accessory. Now there's a lot of them out there that are cheaper, but let me tell you something. The reason I went with the Kawasaki one is because it installs so easy, you guys. I'm telling you, it probably took me about maybe a half hour to install this. And some of the other ones that are out there, you know, Super ATV makes one. I mean, they're all good, but this one fit better for me, and it was the easiest to install. And it just has these clamps right here that go around, and you just pop these clamps off. You don't have to be doing all this unscrewing with bolts and all this stuff. There's another clamp here, very easy. And what's nice about this one too is this one has a spot where you can still use your whip. And I know on some of the other ones it covers this whole thing up, and this comes in the kit. It's just an extension that bolts right on, and you can still use your flag or your whip to go in there. All right, now another thing that I did is I changed the tires. The stock tires that come on the Teryx are Maxxis Bighorn tires, and personally I don't like them. I hate them. I've had them before, had them on my Arctic Cat, and I don't like the way they handle. They're only a 6-ply tire. I like at least an 8-ply tire. And then I do a lot of hard pack riding, and when we take these trips where we go to these ATV, UTV friendly destinations, we get to ride in the town. We get to ride through the street and go out to the trails. The Bighorns just don't handle. They don't hold up, and the Tusk Terabytes do. I love the Terabyte. So now I went with a 28 by 10 by 14 all the way around. The stock size tires that come on this are 27 by 9 by 14 in the front and a 27 by 11 by 15 in the rear. So I went with a 28 by 9 by 14 all the way around. So now I gained an inch in height and an inch in width, but in width only on the front, you see. In the back I lost an inch. So what I had to do, because you've got an offset, I went with a 1-inch wheel spacer from Super ATV so that the tires wouldn't be sitting in the back further than the front. That's what you have to do to make up for that. So, but now you can see I've got a nice square setup. A lot better tire. This is an 8-ply tire, like I said. I've had the Terabyte before, and they hold up really good. I still have a set on my Arctic Cat that I've had on there for about I think about 4 or 5 years, and they hardly have any wear on them at all. But that's what I like about the Terabytes. So let's see, anything else with the accessories on here? I think that's about it. Oh yeah, show you one other thing I went with too. So I went with the Ryobi. Got the rack on here, so it's kind of hard to see it. But I went with the Ryobi Lynx system for my my storage. I really like this. So the way this works is if you press, there's a button right here. You press this button, and you can just take the whole thing off. Okay, and then it snaps back in like that. So I wanted to go with this one because the one that I had on here before was fine, but now I'm using that. I keep it in my truck to store some tools in my truck. But I like the Lynx because you can take that off. And the bottom one, what I did is, I might do another video. I might have another one where I can show you. This bottom one here, I actually screwed it in to the bed. So you can see I don't have it strapped down right now or nothing, and it's on there solid. But when you do that, you have to remove the Lynx system on the back, and it's really easy to do that. They're just screws that you unscrew, and the whole Lynx system comes off, because you don't want to drill, right? You don't want to drill in through the bottom of the Lynx system because it won't work that way. But works really good, plenty of storage for me, and it also has a rubber seal that goes around to keep all the dust and the water out. So there you have it, guys. That's some of the accessories that I've added. We're getting ready for the ride of a lifetime. Stay tuned, you guys, because I'm telling you, if this works out the way it's supposed to, and the only thing that's going to stop us is if we run into some really bad weather, this is going to be awesome. And I want to share this with all of you guys, because I know if you have side-by-sides, if you have quads, if you have dirt bikes, you're going to want to do this ride. I'm Kerry Clark for Outdoor Madness. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode. You guys, don't forget to give us the thumbs up and subscribe, and you know the story. I'll see you guys somewhere right out there in the great outdoors.